Welcome, explorers of myths and legends. Today, we're embarking on a fascinating journey through the ages, where gods and mortals intertwine in stories of passion and challenges. Get ready to discover the secrets hidden in ancient tales, where love faces trials and betrayals, and where even the gods bow before the power of human feelings. In today's video, we'll uncover myths of love and betrayal, Eros and Psyche. Let's dive into this epic narrative that shows us that, even in adversity, true love can prevail. If you're as enchanted as we are by these timeless stories, don't miss out on any future adventures. Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell to join us on every mythological discovery. Let's continue exploring the mysteries of love and betrayal in the world of gods and mortals together. Myth of Eros and Psyche. The myth of Eros and Psyche is one of the most enchanting and complex stories in Greek mythology, highlighting universal themes of love, betrayal, and redemption. The main narrative is found in the Metamorphoses, or the Golden Ass, by Apuleius, a Roman writer from the 2nd century AD. The story begins with Psyche, a mortal of extraordinary beauty who arouses the envy of Aphrodite, the goddess of love. Aphrodite, feeling threatened by Psyche's beauty, orders her son Eros, or Cupid in Roman mythology, to make her fall in love with a monster. However, on seeing Psyche, Eros is overwhelmed by her beauty, and, instead of following his mother's orders, he falls in love with her. Eros takes Psyche to a magical palace where he visits her every night, hiding his identity and instructing her never to try to see him in daylight. The myth continues with Psyche, influenced by her jealous sisters, succumbing to curiosity and disobeying Eros. She lights a lamp to see her sleeping lover and discovers his true identity. Eros, feeling betrayed, abandons Psyche, who, repentant, faces a series of tests imposed by Aphrodite to prove her love and devotion. In the end, Psyche overcomes the challenges with the help of divine forces and is reunited with Eros. They are officially married on Olympus, and Psyche is granted immortality. Psyche's beauty and curse. Psyche was the youngest of 3 sisters, all daughters of a mortal king. From an early age, her beauty was so striking that she began to be compared to Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty. Men from all over came to worship her as if she were a deity, neglecting the temples of Aphrodite, which provoked the wrath of the goddess. Psyche, although admired for her beauty, faced a cruel irony. No one dared ask her to marry them, believing that she was destined for something or someone far beyond the ordinary. Psyche's beauty, which should have been a blessing, became her curse. Aphrodite, driven by jealousy and anger, decided to punish Psyche by sending Eros to carry out his revenge. She ordered him to use his arrows to make Psyche fall in love with the most vile and despicable being she could find. However, Eros, on seeing Psyche, was unable to carry out his mother's order. Instead, he fell in love with her, deviating from the original plan. Meanwhile, Psyche's parents, desperate to see their daughter without suitors, consulted an oracle, who told them that Psyche was destined for a monstrous husband who lived on top of a mountain. In obedience to the prophecy, they took her to the mountain and left her there, abandoned to her fate. It was then that Eros secretly took her to his magical palace, where she would live a life of luxury, but on the condition that she would never see her husband. Eros' mission. Aphrodite, jealous of Psyche's beauty, summoned her son Eros to carry out a mission of revenge. She instructed Eros to use his arrows to make Psyche fall in love with the most vile and despicable being he could find. Eros, known for his ability to awaken love and desire in the hearts of mortals and gods alike, reluctantly accepted the task. As he approached Psyche, Eros was instantly captivated by her beauty and innocence. Instead of fulfilling the mission imposed by his mother, he accidentally wounded himself with one of his own arrows, causing him to fall deeply in love with Psyche. This moment marked the beginning of a series of events that would change both their fates. Eros, in love with Psyche, couldn't let her suffer the cruel fate Aphrodite wanted. Instead, he decided to hide his identity and take Psyche to a magical palace, where she would live in luxury and comfort, but on the condition that she would never see his face. Every night, Eros would visit Psyche, providing her with company and love, but always in the dark, ensuring that his true identity remained a secret. Eros' decision to disobey Aphrodite and follow his own heart brought with it a set of complications. He knew that he was defying his mother, a powerful goddess, and that this choice could have serious consequences. Secret love. The relationship between Eros and Psyche began under the cloak of secrecy and darkness. Eros, fearing the wrath of his mother Aphrodite and wishing to protect Psyche, took her to an enchanted palace where all his material desires were fulfilled. Psyche lived surrounded by luxuries, served by invisible voices, and was visited every night by her mysterious lover, who never revealed his face. This condition was imposed by Eros to prevent Psyche from discovering his identity and consequently attracting the wrath of Aphrodite. Psyche's life in the palace was one of comfort and love, but curiosity and loneliness began to erode her happiness. She longed to see her beloved's face and share his life without secrets. Her sisters, jealous of her good fortune, planted the seed of doubt in her mind, insinuating that her husband might be a monster, encouraging her to find out the truth. One night, driven by curiosity and fear, Psyche lit a lamp while Eros slept and saw his face for the first time. Eros was incredibly beautiful, and Psyche was amazed and relieved. However, a drop of hot oil from the lamp fell on Eros, waking him up and revealing Psyche's betrayal. Feeling betrayed and hurt, Eros left Psyche, which plunged her into deep despair. From that moment on, Psyche's life was transformed into an incessant search for redemption and to regain her lost love. She realized that her act of disobedience, although motivated by love and curiosity, had broken the trust that Eros had placed in her. Psyche's curiosity. Psyche's curiosity is a crucial element in the myth, representing both the search for truth and the inevitable consequences of disobeying divine instructions. Living in an enchanted palace with a mysterious lover who visited her only at night, Psyche was shrouded in a veil of mystery and uncertainty. Although she was loved and cared for, she never saw the face of her husband, Eros, who insisted on keeping her identity a secret. This condition was established to protect her from Aphrodite's wrath and to keep the divine nature of their relationship away from human eyes. However, Psyche was deeply influenced by the words of her sisters, who, driven by envy and suspicion, planted the idea that her husband could be a monster. Unable to resist the temptation to know the truth, Psyche decided to break the only rule imposed on her. One fateful night, armed with an oil lamp and a knife to protect herself, she waited until Eros fell asleep and lit the lamp to finally see his face. To her surprise and relief, she saw that her husband was not a monster, but Eros, the beautiful god of love. However, a drop of hot oil fell from the lamp and burned Eros, waking him up instantly. Eros, wounded both physically and emotionally, felt betrayed by Psyche's lack of trust. Psyche's trials. After Eros left, Psyche was consumed by guilt and pain, determined to do whatever it took to win back her love. She sought the help of Aphrodite, who, still resentful of Psyche's disobedience and beauty, set her a series of seemingly impossible tasks. Each of these trials was designed to test the limits of her perseverance, courage, and devotion. The first task was to separate an enormous quantity of mixed grains of different types before dawn. In desperation, Psyche was helped by an army of ants who, with their diligence, completed the task on time. The second test required her to collect golden wool from ferocious sheep grazing near a dangerous river. This time, a talking reed gave Psyche the advice to wait until the sheep calmed down in the shade and then collect the wool caught in the surrounding branches. The third task was the most daunting. Psyche had to fetch a flask of water from the river Styx, a deadly river guarded by dragons. An eagle sent by Zeus helped her complete this task. The final test was the most dangerous of all. Psyche had to descend into the underworld and bring back a portion of the beauty of Persephone, the queen of the underworld. Having been advised not to open the box containing the beauty, Psyche, driven by curiosity, opened it, only to be enveloped in a mortal sleep. Redemption and reunion. After overcoming all the tasks imposed by Aphrodite, Psyche reached a critical point in her journey of love and redemption. The trials were a series of physical and spiritual challenges that tested her courage, endurance, and, above all, her devotion to Eros. Each task completed represented a stage in Psyche's transformation from an ordinary mortal to someone worthy of a god's love. Her suffering and determination touched Eros, who never stopped loving her. Eros, still in love with Psyche, finally interceded on her behalf. He flew to Zeus, the king of the gods, and begged for help. Zeus, moved by the sincerity of Eros and Psyche's love, decided to intervene. He summoned all the gods of Olympus and declared that Psyche would be elevated to the status of immortal. Offering her a cup of ambrosia, the nectar of the gods, Zeus granted Psyche immortality, allowing her and Eros to be together forever without fear of Aphrodite's wrath. The union of Eros and Psyche on Olympus marked Psyche's final redemption. Aphrodite, seeing the determination and suffering Psyche endured for love, finally accepted the marriage and reconciled herself to the idea of her new daughter-in-law. Psyche, now a goddess, was accepted into the divine circle, and her marriage to Eros was celebrated by all the gods. The meaning of the myth of Eros and Psyche. The myth of Eros and Psyche offers a profound reflection on the nature of love, trust, and redemption. The story addresses universal themes that continue to resonate in contemporary culture, exploring the complexities of human and divine relationships. Psyche's journey is a powerful metaphor for personal and spiritual growth, showing how challenges and adversity can lead to transformation and self-knowledge. The love between Eros and Psyche is represented as a love that transcends physical and spiritual barriers. Trust is a central theme in the narrative, highlighting how Psyche's curiosity and disobedience led to the temporary loss of her beloved, but also how her perseverance and determination allowed her to win back Eros. The myth teaches that trust is fundamental in any relationship and that betrayal, even if driven by love or curiosity, can have devastating consequences. In addition, the tasks that Psyche performs are symbolic of the trials that everyone must face in order to achieve true and lasting love. They represent the internal and external challenges that test the strength and sincerity of a person's feelings. The help Psyche receives from divine creatures and forces along her journey suggests that divine intervention or luck also play a role in human relationships, emphasizing the importance of faith and hope. Did you enjoy our dive into the myths of love and betrayal with Eros and Psyche? Subscribe to the channel for more fascinating stories and leave a like if you want more videos like this.